Nigeria. A country known for her vibrant and diverse culture, great music and entertainment, notable people, as well as the negative stereotypes, is always on the lips of media pundits. News outlets and content creators, whether for good or bad. But why is that? Most importantly, why do we see this trend getting more waves and growing more than ever before? First reason is traffic. Videos or news about Nigeria and Nigerians typically generate more views and engagements, especially within the continent or when compared to news about other African countries. For example, a YouTuber decides to resurrect an old video supposedly directed at Nigerians, and despite the video being an old video, it becomes the most watched video on his channel. Seeing this, a lot of other YouTubers started to jump on this and started reposting the video as well. Do you think it was because of their passion for what was being said? Not really. It all boils down to views and engagement. Whether it helps to further a negative stereotype about Nigerians is of little consideration where the need for traffic is involved. A YouTuber makes a video on Nigerians, it becomes the most watched video on his channel. He makes a second video on Nigerians, it becomes the second most watched video. As a smart businessman or woman, he or she would start to look for more content within that niche. It's just the way it is. The name Nigeria generates traffic, and traffic means engagement and views, which in turn translates to money. Whether for good or for bad, they won't and can't stop talking about Nigerians. Nigeria has become a traffic generator for a number of reasons. The first one, of course, is population. As the most populous black nation on earth, Nigeria has a lot of Nigerians in it. So many that if you took half of them out of the country, Nigeria would still have the highest population of any African country. There are more people in Nigeria than there are in the UK, France, and Spain combined, and 1 out of every 7 black people on the planet is a Nigerian. Nigeria also has a really young population with a median age of 18. Half of all Nigerians are kids 17 and under, which means that if all of Nigeria's kids decided to form their own country, it would be the biggest nation in Africa. Such a large young population also means a sizable number of Nigerians are internet savvy and are constantly on their phones, on various online and social media platforms. Constantly interacting with contents they find relatable. Which means more engagement with contents related to Nigeria or Nigerians. Number 2. Relevance in world discussion. There's no denying that Nigeria is of great relevance, especially within the continent, due to its population, political influence, economy, and entertainment. There's also a ton of Nigerians in the diaspora, and so they've made a name and reputation for themselves in different parts of the world, for good or bad. This means that many non-Nigerians are also interested in news about Nigeria, especially other Africans. This interest from the rest of the world of course translates to more traffic when there's news on Nigeria or Nigerians. For example, the video stated as an example at the beginning of this video had at least 50% of its views from non-Nigerians. Some came to the video to see what's been said about Nigerians and if it's similar to what they think of Nigerians. Some have a negative opinion of Nigerians and would jump on any news or video that seems to support similar sentiments. However, others click on this videos, because Nigeria is just relevant to them news-wise. They listen to their music, watch their movies, have Nigerian friends, love Nigerian food and so on. So naturally they just want to see what's up with the country. It's the same way some Nigerians or most of the world would click on a news about something that happened in the US or about an American. It's because of their relevance in general world discussion. So it's quite normal that non-Nigerians, especially other Africans, show interest in Nigeria-related news. Another reason for this relevance is of course entertainment. The Nigerian music industry has ballooned over the years, breaking and creating new records for what Africa has been able to achieve globally and on the world stage. From Burna Boy, to Wizkid, to Davido, to Asake, to Rema, to CK, to Kiz Daniel, to mention but a few, the country has made its mark. This has led to non-stop debate and comparisons by media pundits in some other African countries. As Nigeria continues to achieve milestones in the music industry, so the comparisons and debates such as the Nigeria versus seems to be never-ending. Sometimes though these discussions seem to be holistic discussions aimed at understanding the Nigerian music industry in order to grow their own. The Nigerian movie industry too, only second to Bollywood in terms of output, has continued to help sell the country and its people to the world. A lot of Africans grew up watching these movies, and so there's a consciousness and almost familiar feeling where Nigeria is concerned that just makes a news about Nigeria relevant to them. Nigerians also keep making news and headlines for various achievements in education, innovation, and even sports, ensuring that media outlets always have something to talk about. As mentioned earlier, being the most populous black nation on earth has its pros and cons. Not only does she have the largest population on the continent, but Nigeria also has one of the largest population in the diaspora. This means that more people get to meet Nigerians more than other Africans, and develop opinions and sentiments based on that interaction, whether positive or negative. Sometimes these opinions develop not even as a result of a direct interaction with a Nigerian, but because of the existing stereotypes. Like the "they are scammers" stereotype being pushed because of the notoriety of a few, despite the majority being hard workers earning an honest living. One of the major reasons Nigeria has gained its reputation for scamming is because of media coverage. Media and content creators won't stop talking about it, despite the fact that Ghana and South Africa have consistently ranked second or third in Africa for countries with the highest rate of internet fraud. This is despite Ghana having less than 8 times the population of Nigeria. Imagine making second position with a population of less than 35 million and South Africa with a population of less than 65 million. If any country should have ranked second by population, it should have been Ethiopia. If Ghana and South Africa ranked second and third with such low numbers in population, then I think we can see where this is headed if they were as populated as Nigeria. But of course it's not spoken about as much, because it doesn't generate the views. Although, Nigerians for the most part are overachievers, so even the ones who made a name for themselves from scamming did so in a much grand style or on a grander scale. Anyway, bottom line is the world won't stop talking about Nigerians even if they wanted to. Nigerians are always doing something newsworthy somewhere, helping to ensure that content creators never run out of ideas. The name generates traffic and in turn is a money maker. This means that for good or for bad this trend would continue. It's unfortunate that this sometimes means that negative stereotypes would be pushed even further in the pursuit of views and engagement. The day Nigeria ceases to be relevant is the day the world stops caring. The day the world stops caring is the day news outlets and content creators stop talking about Nigeria. As the possibility of that happening is highly unlikely, this trend is here to stay. So therefore, get used to it, folks. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.